A journey we stepped into that we have not yet ended. And so we accept this great flag with great humbleness and gratitude and as encouragement. Because as soon as we begin to take credit that we really do not deserve,
Right.
as a Muslim, I am taught that all the praise, all the glory, and all the honor belongs with God Himself.
Right.
And if we can play a part in this great fight, then we thank God for the part that He has allowed us to play a role in. Now, when we stepped in, we hadn't yet met our sister. We hadn't yet met our brother. I can tell you what we were well acquainted with before January the 1st of 2009. And that is that we were well acquainted with the burden of oppression that our people have suffered. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote it into the program of the faithful that we want justice. Equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed or class or of color. There are many that became alarmed when a movement arose after Oscar called Black Lives Matter. And some were alarmed at the label or the title of the group. Let's just settle your nerves for just a moment. Do you know how we know that Black Lives Matter? Because in the beginning, blackness covered the earth.
Right.
And everywhere you travel on this earth, the first people that you'll find as residents of the earth are black people.
Right.
So if we go to Japan, the original people there are black people.
All
If we go to South America, the original people there are black people.
Right.
If we travel to North America, the original people here are black people. Of course, Black Lives Matter.
Right.
But unfortunately, the laws of the land in which we live were written by those who framed mischief in law. So in the 1850s, a black man that had been freed from enslavement and found himself in free territory. His name is Brother Dred Scott. Say Dred Scott.
Dred Scott.
Well, he thought he was free. He made it into free land, and we all know and love Harriet Tubman and the journey of the Underground Railroad. But what they don't tell you was Harriet Tubman was a fugitive of the law.
Right.
They looked at her work and declared that what she was doing was unlawful. And if they could have laid a finger on our sister Harriet, not only would they have arrested her, they may have killed her on sight.
That's right.
So when Dred Scott made his way into free territory, he was arrested under the fugitive slave laws. And it was said that if you capture an escaped slave, they must be returned to captivity. In other words, a free black man is not a free black man. So the Supreme Court rendered a decision. And when Judge Taney rendered his finding, he said of black people, you are not citizens and you don't have any rights. In fact, he said that no black man has any rights that a white man is bound to respect. So it doesn't matter who you cry out for, there is a system that is responsible. But know for a surety, wherever you find a system, you found a web of deceit. And it is a web of deceit spun by a deceitful spider. So our problem is not just the system. Our problem are the spiders that are spinning the webs that have made it so that our brother Tamir Rice, playing with a toy, can be taken down and it be said that it was a justifiable homicide.
Come on.
It is a system that have said that our brother Andy Lopez, right here in the Bay Area, playing with the toy, that his life can be taken from him and no charges be brought against those that take his life. Therefore, his murder was called justified. Now I stand before you while we celebrate the life not only of our beloved Oscar, but of all of us. Which is why when Oscar was murdered, we declared right away, I am Oscar Grant.
Right.
Not because we had a chance to get acquainted with his beautiful life, but because being raised in America, we were already acquainted with his beautiful life.
Right.
Look at these beautiful sisters and brothers in this crowd. Everyone has a life that matters. There is not one that is here today whose life does not matter. But there's something very special about those that have survived 400 plus years of slavery, of suffering, and of death. And as we speak, there's a case in San Francisco.
That's right.
Right now,
That's right.
we met with the district attorney in San Francisco on the day that a press conference was held before a building they have the nerve to call the Hall of Justice in San Francisco, where a young man, Mario Woods, 26 years of age, is shot twice by bean bags to make him to drop a kitchen knife. And as he stumbled in recovering from the shots they laid on him, they unloaded 40 shots at him, alleging that he posed some kind of a threat. And I saw a YouTube clip a few days later of a Caucasian man with a knife in his hand, who wasn't stumbled, who hadn't been shot, who hadn't been pepper sprayed, who hadn't been tased.
That's right.
He raised his knife up and pointed it at the officers.
Right.
They didn't even reach for their weapons.
That's right.
They stood
That's
back
right.
and waited him out. And as they waited him out, another officer snuck up behind them with a club in his hand and did what they tell you in California a cop could never do. They took that club and hit him in the hand. Knocked the knife right out of his hand. Then they swarmed him and arrested him. And the difference is the Caucasian man lived.
Right. That's right.
But you know, our babies don't live to tell that
That's
story.
right. That's right.
And they come back and tell us in the absence of videotape footage the same thing Mr. Messerly said. And that is, I thought he was reaching
For his weapon.
for a gun. You mean to tell me the only thing a cop in California has to do is think about you and you're dead?
Right. That's what we telling you.
I thought that I was in jeopardy. I thought that my life was threatened. That's why we know that systemically what we're looking at is a system that has to be turned upside down and inside out. It really needs to be abolished in the way that it functions. So we're honored to organize with you. And Sister Wanda, as I close, had it absolutely right. We would be remiss in our duty to think that these murderous moments are simply a moment for us. Each of them have been a stepping stone in a movement in the journey toward real justice. Real justice requires real truth. So I close with these words from the Bible that justice stands afar off and equity cannot enter because truth has fallen in the street. Our duty is to find the truth, to search out the truth. And when we find it, be not afraid to stand up on it. And then, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, hurl truth against falsehood. until it knocks out its brains. Say with me, we will win.
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 Justice is in our hands.
Justice
Let's
in our
get
hands.
hold tight with our grip on the wisdom, faith, and courage of God.
That's right.
And know of a surety that is a fight that ultimately we will be the winners. May God bless and
Justice
keep
or
us.
else.
Let's continue to struggle.
Justice or else.
Or else.
Justice
As I
or
teach
else.
you all in
That's
peace.
right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.